welcome back, my ducks. I hope you had a nice time. Hope you have a nice time too.
Welcome back to the Geek Initiative, episode 23, Diplomancy Manifest. I'm being shined a torch in my eyes. Just pull that.
That's because he's like, go do me next, me next.
Stop it. So, thank you very much for coming back, for joining us. We are...
It's alright, you're welcome.
I mean, imagine if we didn't come back.
Been cancelled.
So, we are going to be moving to Malkador. Resolve Malkador and Alanaran, then we'll come back to the pit. So, Malkador and Alanaran are still in the Brigadier's office. The Brigadier says, so your problem with magic?
Yes.
Sure. Seems to be an issue with your connection to the weave. I need a sample of your blood.
Please have a needle for me.
Really?
Slit your throat.
Why?
I can see it now, but I need a part of you outside of you to be able to visualize it for you.
I can arrange blood taking. Sorry, I'm not there.
Fuck. It's not having the effect I wanted it to. There is a dark red potion on Malkador's
Looks bloody
back
amazing.
lid, which he's not touched. And it is genuinely just a big vial of his blood. It's like, there you go.
But a drop.
Oh, just take the whole lot. I've got plenty more. I make it. Not an inaccurate statement.
Just every day before he goes to bed.
Do you know, like, do you know what it is? It's the thing, what is it? Just wakes up in the morning, removes the leeches, cuts them open, yes. Bit of blood let in every now and then helps the body with the humerus.
When I say to people there are blood, sweat and tears in my potions, I bloody well mean it.
Clearly.
He takes it and goes, a man of science.
99% blood, 1%.
Sweat and tears.
No, it's just kind of leech intestine.
Takes the cork out. Walks over to a particular instrument. It appears to be a vial that is above a massive gemstone. He just a little drop, recorks it and hands it back to you. You drink that.
Here we go, back where it belongs.
Right.
Hang on, just a minute. Let me just... There you go.
Thank you.
So,
Nice one.
after having downed your own blood, you do start to feel a little bit weird. And you can see that the drop of blood in the vial seems to be just sort of sitting in the bottom of it. He kind of reaches out and starts to inscribe runes on it. And it starts to almost fill with a liquid. And the blood kind of dilutes within it, and it's just kind of a clear liquid now. There's enough water, or whatever that liquid is, to dilute it properly.
Diluted.
And he kind of starts working on the crystals. Oh, you see, what we're going to do is create a projection of your connection to the weave. This should explain why you have such difficulty. And as he's doing it, it seems like the crystal starts to light up. He kind of seems to be focusing, like he brings in arms of lenses and stuff like that, seem to fold out of the base, just to focus in the light just right. And then on the ceiling above, you can see what looks like a projection, or like circular projection of, looks like tiny little red discs that are kind of like moving around. Bigger white ones that kind of got little prongs coming off of them. And
do the red ones start to spell out, "You're just shit, mate"?
And
He says, "Your midichlorian count. It's too large. Too large. Too large."
You are not the chosen one. Goodbye.
Brings in another lens, starts to get closer and closer. More lenses start focusing them in. And
There. You see. Right here, we're closed right in on some of your blood. And you can see the blood, your connection to the weave within it.
so we're zoomed right in on a cell here. And inside you can see what looks like tiny little sparks that are trying to fly, but they are sparking and then stopping.
You see, what should be happening is this.
He kind of takes the vial out and replaces it with one that seems to be control. And you can look at it and you can see that between each of these tiny little parts of this cell that you're so closely zoomed in on, this spark seems to jump between all of the parts. It seems to kind of do a lap of the cell, come back to the start, and then once it's there, start again. Seems like it's a constant suffusion of magic. Whereas what's happening with yours is it's random, it's chaotic. It doesn't create a chain or a circle, it dots.
Just pings all over the place.
Pings all over the place, dots
Yeah.
to a certain place, dots to another.
You see, you seem to have some kind of
Impotency.
chaos within your cells themselves.
Wait, is he just a wild magic?
Yeah, how could a wild magic sorcerer?
Uh-oh.
The magic itself seems unstable.
Almost as if it's
Being wielded by someone who's unstable.
Almost as if it's connecting with something that isn't under your control. I believe what is happening is that you are, when you say the word in question,
Magic, yes.
so it happens. And
And everybody's blind.
yeah, all the torches turn on. As it happens,
right there.
and for a split second, you feel like everything's going normally, and then you feel yourself stop, like you're frozen. You're midway through emitting this pulse of light, and you can't move. You're conscious. You can't do anything.
Right. My apologies. You won't be able to respond, but what I'm going to do is take a sample of your blood now from you so that we may test it in the act of casting.
Go for the throat.
Takes a pin, pricks your finger,
No.
and then collects it in a little, almost like a, is it, like a microscope slide almost.
Yeah.
And then same process.
Afraid you must remain frozen until I have created the image.
It goes through the whole process again. And the projection above, he looks at it. Kind of, basically what he does is kind of lock the image, so it retains it, creates an illusion that is that image. Unfreezes you.
Apologies.
You could have told me you were going to do that before you did it.
I didn't really think of it until the time. My apologies.
I think we've got kindred spirits here.
Yeah, I was going to say, this seems like another agent of
I
chaos.
think Malcador's found his soulmate.
Observe.
As you look at the same picture of your cells, you can see that where before it was random singular sparking, all of them, everything is connected. It's lit up like a Christmas tree. Everything is interconnected. It's all firing at once, rather than firing randomly.
Are you telling me that my problem is that I'm too good of a wizard? That I'm too powerful to properly wield it?
No.
Oh. I was hoping my ego would get a nice boost there.
You have premature sparking.
The order within a wizard dictates his ability. The control, the knowledge, what makes a wizard. You are not a wizard. You're an artificer. Your magic is to be bound, purposed, within an object. It is designed to be directed by outside forces. Within you, it is too irregular to be useful. But if you, for example, were to sink your energy into some form of receptacle, stabilized it, steadied it, you could, in theory, draw from the receptacle rather than your own chaotic generation to permit a more regulated spell. I'm afraid I have no such receptacle to test my theory. But I think that might work. Because when you're attempting to cast a spell, it's rather like you are
looking up at the projection.
going all out. It's maximum effort. When it shouldn't be. It should be controlled. A measure of power. Perhaps due to a difficulty in schooling or something of that nature.
And Alanaran kind of we've spoken of such a thing.
Yes, we have. I'm not looking at Alanaran, I'm looking.
So, if ever you find a way of storing your magic within an object, I recommend you take it. I believe you have done so with elixirs and such things.
Yes, these are sort of probably the best manifestation I have of my craft is that I can brew things that have the same effect as if I'd done the hand waving and the word saying and the ooh, I cast this by the name of this person. I can bottle it and throw it. It does exactly the same thing.
I believe, then, you don't need a fix. You have one by your own ingenuity. You are capable of your craft in a different form. I believe in destiny. I believe that there is true order. I believe the true order dictated your suffering so that you would become the man you are. Your abilities as they are intentional. They mean something, and you shouldn't seek a cure or a change. There is nothing wrong with you. It's simply a mismanagement of your power. And you have learned methods to control it outside of the north. And that is to be applauded.
But why do I feel so inadequate anytime I'm near any other spellcaster? Everyone else can do it just as if it's come to them naturally.
To work harder, to try, to strive, is worth more. It is a better thing than to be gifted. I have had to work and work to become as proficient as I am.
The problem is that I can't nail down precisely what this does. I mean, look, I'll just demonstrate for you.
It's gonna float.
Probably am going to float. That's one. That's healing.
Oh!
So, bad example, because I realised from the taste that's the one that makes me feel better after I've been in a fight.
Do you feel emotionally better?
So he kind of goes, no, I could sense it as you used it. The effect. Could you pass me one here? Okay.
All the way down. All the way down.
All the way down. All the way down.
Drink it.
That works better if you put a torch through it, because then it lights up.
Drink it.
Kind of inspecting.
Looks like lime juice.
It appears as if the magic contained is regular. It is stable. I think
It makes you regular.
that this could be used as a way of what process do you undergo for this? What do you do?
There's a very specific process for generating what I call an experimental elixir, which is just combining all of the things that I know work. The only problem with it is that it's unstable until I drink it. And at that point, it manifests whatever latent magic it's got within it. Through my experimentation, I kind of nailed it down into 6 main effects. The first is a healing potion. The next is something that I'm calling coffee, because it allows me to be very, very swift for a very short period, but then brings on a violent coughing fit once it wears off. I've got one that makes me seemingly able to resist sword blows. One that just makes me even more unbearable to be around than apparently I am as normally, although I don't understand why. One that just makes me hover, and one that allows me to transform into pretty much any shape that I like, as long as I remain roughly the same size.
Untapped potential is what I hear.
The problem is that I can't bloody synthesize it to be a regular effect. It's a random one every single time.
I think I have an idea. Show me the process. Make one.
Steal your secrets.
Is this something I need to roll for?
Just
I was
mark
gonna
off
say,
spell slot.
done it so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So, spell slot mark.
Yep.
You use the apparatus he has. He has lots of alchemical reagents, all the stuff that you would need here.
It's very, very slapdash.
Yeah.
Like, it's very Malkador. It literally is just random handfuls of crap into a massive cauldron, seemingly by intuition, and just, you know, there are a few ingredients that he literally just grabs from behind him without even looking, opens and just dumps in, and then just stirs the fuck out of this massive pot, boiling it all the while until he boils it down to the amount of liquid he needs, and then scoops it up into the vial.
This really is Malkador's marvellous medicine.
Yeah.
He looks at he observes the whole process.
It's intuition, it comes to me. There's no written recipe, it's just I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this.
Do you know what's fascinating, boy? That whole time, you were screaming magic. It was pouring off you. You didn't heed anything in particular. You picked objects up that your latent magic had fell out of you into. You were leaking magic into your surroundings. And then you knew which things it had fallen into. Grabbed them, put them in the mixture. And now, this picks up the new one. Has an effect.
The problem is I don't know what effect it's going to be until I drink it.
He's got a monocle. Reaches up, so just to fiddle with like almost a latch on the top of it, like a different, like it changes colour as he's doing it.
Ah. Yes. Definitely. A healing potion.
Quite certain.
Quite certain. Quite.
So if I made more, you would be able to tell me what they were, so I could keep them bottled and keep them specific things. That might be somewhat helpful, because I don't know what I'm making until I've made it. And once I've made it, I've made it.
He kind of nods.
Better yet.
Takes his monocle off.
I shall make another.
Hands you the monocle.
Super.
So you now have a magic item that will that will basically allow you to detect the type of magic that is within anything that you have made.
I have made. Specifically me.
Yes.
Cool.
He has keyed it into your magic. That's what he was doing.
So would that hypothetically mean every time he does his little elixir is not necessarily randomly rolling it now?
It's that he will randomly roll to make it every day, and then he knows what they are. He marks down what he has for the day.
So you get to pick, basically?
Hey.
No, he rolls.
Oh, he
it's
rolls.
random.
Yeah.
It's just that the ones he gets every day, he knows which ones are which.
Yeah.
So he gets to give you a healing potion that actually makes you float off.
So,
He's going to know what it is.
Yeah.
And I presume you can then save them.
they last for 24 hours.
Ah.
So it's kind of, they last a little while.
So your next job is to try and last a bit longer.
So he kind of, once he hands it to you, and that.
Jolly good.
Very marvellous.
Rubber dub dub. Would you like to be certain that I'm correct?
When you're looking at it through the monocle, it appears that it's not giving off an aura, but as you're looking at it, you just know that it is.
No, it's a healing potion.
It is,
Right.
it is magic that would heal.
It's lying to you.
This is a very, very interesting piece of arcane machinery you have. Did you make it yourself?
Yes.
Could you teach me to make things like that?
Yes. I don't see why not. But perhaps for another time. I need to speak with the boy. You're welcome, Mr. Kind of pulls a Lanaran kind of towards him, looks into his eyes quite sternly. Boy.
You're mine now.
Boy. No. Do you
Steady.
know what what the full process is? Do you understand how to be a navigator?
And Lanaran looks up. Yes, sir. Open the portal. Go through the portal. Make sure that everyone gets back home safe in good time. And
Yes, in good time. That is rather the point. Afraid your father didn't, well, he did make it home in time. But someone was left behind here. I believe your mother. She is, sorry to say it, long dead. I wish you only condolences. I don't know if you knew her. If you'd like to see where she is buried, I'm sure that I could take her there. And I'm sure that your friend here would happily come with you.
Yes, absolutely.
and kind of looks down to like almost in mourning.
I didn't know her, and I'm sorry that she has died. But it must bring you comfort, at least to have closure. I thought I must deliver it to you.
Kind of nods something. Tactize water skin.
So cuddled.
Uncorks it.
Like cheese.
Drink some. Kind of winces a little bit. Closes it. Can we go there now, please? Richter nods.
Of course, boy, of course. With most haste.
Kind of opens a gateway.
Come. Allow you some time there.
And steps through. With presumably Malpador in tow.
Yeah.
You emerge on a hillside. Green. Very beautiful in a sort of strange way. It's green grass, but it's almost neon green. It's not natural chlorophyll green. And a tree with purple leaves hanging sort of like a mangrove. beneath the tree is a small headstone. And Brigadier says,
It is abnormal to bury the dead here. We normally cast them as ash to the stars, where they will remain forever. But we observe the traditions of your home, which is where she was from. She is, in fact, only one of 3 corpses dead on the island, in the city. I can only express my condolences, young boy. But I hope it brings you peace.
kind of steps aside, takes Malkador by the elbow very slightly, which kind of like taps you there. And walks away a little bit.
Are you familiar with the history of Dantalon?
I can't say that I am, no. I would do a history check for that, but I'm pretty certain Malkador doesn't have the fucking foggiest idea.
Kind of points down at another gravestone on this hilltop.
Do you know that name?
The name in question is Titus Gracewind.
Now that I am going to do would that be a history check for that?
It would.
That's a 5. I haven't rolled above an 8 all evening.
You would have advantage.
Oh.
That's a 19. That's better.
So, as you're looking at it,
Fuck it. It'll.
Will be intelligence, so
Yeah, that'll be
23.
That's 23.
Yeah.
And I'm +4 for it.
so as you're looking at it, it's very simple, very plain. That was the king's name? Alexander Gracewind is Alexander. And the king was called Titus and died in a far-off land. Which means he
There's
is
another Gracewind as well, isn't there?
Edmund.
Edmund, that's it.
There's the 2 brothers, isn't there? One's good, one's dodgy.
Alexander, obviously,
Is the patricians.
is the patrician's captain of the guards.
Yes.
He is also the crown prince.
Of Dantalon.
Okay.
So technically, we've just discovered he's really the king. Well, we haven't. We haven't a clue.
There's also a blonde. But there's also a person which, outside the game, is referred to as the king. Blonde hair, blue eyes, big muscular dude that's currently fighting in the arena.
Oh yes.
Except we don't know that.
You don't know that.
No, but we know there's a blonde hair, but we don't know the other things.
Yeah, but you're putting thoughts in our head now. Shush.
Tablet knows nothing. All he knows is
And he's an older man who was blonde.
The
Titus.
the brigadier also said earlier that you just need to be. You need to, if you enter the tournament as a visitor, you need to be seen to have died, even if you haven't actually died. Yeah.
Well remembered.
Okay.
Well remembered.
Is it just me, or does everybody else hate that fucking smug look from over there?
No, it's the bit. It's the bit when I'm sat here and he starts talking about this. I'm just like,
Manning.
yeah, and then that happens. Like, yeah.
Carefully
Unfortunately,
described
it's not the penny dropping; it's the entire bloody safe.
Okay. I know some other Gracewinds, but not this one.
Interesting.
Oh, I wonder if the fucking... Oh god, I've got...
You're not there. You're not
You're
there.
not there.
I'm getting theories in my head.
Stop filling in the equation.
I'm very curious to know what Mark's thinking.
I'm not.
So there's a previous arrangement. The navigator brought the king here. The king's still here. What if the arrangement with Patrician was you keep the king here, so I've got power?
But we don't know that.
We know.
I ain't got a clue. I'm just going to keep murdering things.
That's the smuggler
Defending myself.
If that wasn't the idea, ooh, that's an idea now.
Plot
He
twist.
looks down at the grave.
Oh, I know the plot's written, so.
Was the king of Dantalon. Died tragically. Yeah. Attack by the foe afflicting us all. Or so I've been told. I am not certain that is the truth. I think that a member of the council has lied. Cover up another heinous crime against your people. Orchestrated by your patrician. I believe Admiral Master Jolan.
Right. We're busy sitting in a room with them.
No, you're not. Oh, you are with Dolan, yeah. We're
We're going to cut
looking.
that interaction there,
Yeah.
and we're going to cut back to the box.
Thank you, GM. That was awesome.
Where a Geek in silver armour that you recognise, Battle Master Joe, steps in. 2 long swords across his back.
I'll stand up and offer my hand.
Shake your hand. Well met. I'm Jolan, we met briefly before.
Yes, I'm Rhi-koo.
And you are.
My name's Dusk.
Offers a hand. Shakes a hand.
And
I hope you enjoy the fights.
Rook offers a wing.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yes.
Reaches down.
Rook just punches.
Why do I get the feeling that Rook would be hand?
Rook very much is kind of like, he grabs one hand, he knows how a handshake works, but it is still very excited. It's very vigorous. He goes, "Oh,
Excitable fellow, eh?
retracts his hand. Yeah.
So, come to enjoy the sport.
Come to watch it.
mild curiosity of what is actually going on. Plus, some of our friends have entered into it.
Ah, I see that your escort isn't present. Vast gloves, I find.
Yeah.
Good. Well,
Are you remaining here with the sir to watch?
oh, I thought I'd come and pay my respects. Then I will be on my way.
Okay,
Business to attend to.
I'm sure.
What kind of business, may I ask? Anything official, or is it more personal?
I think you're in charge of the...
My work is already done.
Oh.
I intend to seek leisure.
You were asking earlier, Rhi-koo, weren't you, about what other sort of activities go on here?
Yes, is it just fighting that happens here, or are there other cultural events, or circuses, or carnivals, or whatever?
Larger announcements are made here.
large announcements?
If the whole population of the city needs to be seated in the Colosseum, they can be.
I see.
So, I can speak with my council members to inform as to the nature of the announcement.
Okay. Well, it's difficult to imagine the sort of announcement that every member of the populace needs to hear.
How many times have you had to do that?
Thrice.
In recent times?
Across our history. All cataclysmic events
Right.
that we have barely survived as a city.
I'd love to know more.
The first, you only have so much time. You must go. The first is the coming of a great dragon that we saw it against the sky. It was coming and it nearly melted the city down into rubble.
What did the dragon look like?
Black,
Funny that.
enormous. So,
What was his name?
you know that.
I'm getting there.
Was it his dad?
The second was a more natural disaster. Enormous meteor shower. Large hunks of rock falling through space from the void, breached the containment bubble. Many, many were lost. Despite our best efforts to warn the populace. And finally, Flair threat, most recent.
Oh.
Mind flayers. Attacked when your predecessors were here.
I see.
Lives were lost.
How did you defeat the flayers or ward them off?
Looks between through great personal sacrifice.
Well, Dantilon may be
Facing the same.
facing some flayer action. We would maybe we would maybe like to know about some defences.
A matter to be discussed when I have more time.
Okay.
I'm afraid I must leave you, but please enjoy the fight. You will see truly glorious warrior. He is magnificent.
Thank you.
Farewell.
What's his name?
Name.
The warrior.
He does not have one.
Okay.
He does not remember it.
Okay.
That's why he's within the pit. He has nowhere better to be.
How very sad.
He is called the King.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
And that is going to be where we end our session for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 23, Diplomancy Manifest.
That was fucking awesome, man. Thank you.
Make sure you all stay on for the raid.
Yes, we will be raiding. So thank you very much for joining us so far. We will be back next week with more of this campaign, and we will be back tomorrow for more of Adrian's campaign, The Creeping Aberration. I don't know if we've got a plan for a third stream on a Saturday. I don't think
I
we
think
do.
this should be hopefully an interview.
We've still got some
We should be
outstanding
on the interviews.
Should be back on the interviews.
I'm not
Fantastic.
sure whose interview we're doing yet, but we'll work that out tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope
Two left.
And then Because what happens? You needed me to come in to do the interview and things.
No,
to cover.
I'll be right there.
Cool.
So, thank you very much, everybody, for coming, for joining us.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful time. Thank you once again, Atomic, for those gift subs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very much so.
Your subs help us a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you to the GM as well, because that was one of the best sessions of D&D I think I've ever played.
Thank you very much.
Give your bits so we can
And happy
provide.
Halloween.
And of course,
So you just wasted your health potion then.
Oh,
No, I made a note of it, but I'm going to drink them so that I can attach them to the bag again.
you got to watch them all out. now.
Yeah, I know. That's the only problem with having props.
Right. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for joining us.
Happy raiding.
Happy Halloween.
See you later.
Well, that was all right, wasn't it? It was good fun. Stick around. There's more fun to be had.